ballin' every night, baby. We'll keep on talking. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm a fiend, I'm an addict. I'm a knockin' at the door. I told him I got to have it.
Okay, so hello. My name is Betiana. I wanted to come on here. Hopefully you can hear me, but I wanted to come on here and speak about an experience that I had. I would say about 4 or 5 years ago. It's been on my heart for a long time. I've been basically contemplating and dreading of telling this story, but it has affected me in many ways, and I felt like it would be best to talk about it. So what I'm going to talk about it could be triggering for some people. It's kind of a heavy topic. It deals with SA. So I ask that anybody who decides to watch this video, please be mindful of what you say or comment, because it took me 4 to 5 years to actually come out and say something about this situation. So like I said, this happened about 4 to 5 years ago. This particular situation took place when I was in a relationship. I was dating someone, and me and this person, we didn't really know or understand how to be in a healthy relationship. We were I'm not going to say we were pretty toxic, and we argued a lot, we fought a lot. There was some infidelity. I wouldn't say on both sides, but they probably would. Even though I never did anything physically with another person, but yeah. But anyway, so I just wanted to give a little, like, I guess, backstory, like trying to paint the picture of everything. We would be on and off for like months. We weren't mature at all, in my opinion. And I feel like on my end, that was like my first real relationship. So I feel like I did things that I wouldn't necessarily do, thinking that it was okay or it's normal for couples to do in a relationship, which isn't true. And on some occasions, I would allow things to happen or agree to do certain things because I felt like it was normal. Even though in my heart it didn't sit right with me, I still allowed it to happen because I thought that it was normal. At this time, I didn't have a lot of people to talk to, so I basically went through this situation myself. The only people that I really talked to were people that were around my age, so they didn't really know better than me. So I'm gonna try to get into the day where this happened. I cannot lie to you, it's kind of foggy, like the moments leading up to the SA, but I remember, you know, the situation, like the main situation, but the parts leading up to it's kind of foggy, so please bear with me. So I just remember that the day that this happened, I'm pretty sure like he asked to come over my house, and me personally, at that time, I already knew like what he was gonna try to do, because a lot of the times when we were together, it was sexual. Like, he just wanted to be intimate or sexual. And mind you, I was a virgin, so I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, that was also my first relationship where I experienced any kind of sexual activity. So when he asked to come over, I kind of had this understanding that, you know, he may just want me to do something, and not just saying like actual intercourse. Like, I mean, like, things that are considered intercourse, but not like, you know, not that. Sorry. But yeah, so I didn't want him to come over for that fact. But like I said, we were toxic, and we fought a lot, argued a lot, like every day. So I didn't want to hear that, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of was like, let's just, you know, get this over with. Let's just try to, like, basically survive, like, this situation and hope for the best. So I guess you could say I was preparing for the worst but hoping for the best. Also, another thing to keep in mind, this was like at my house, but nobody was home. So yes, he did like sneak in, and this happened on multiple occasions. So yeah, like, nobody was there. It was just me and him. So when he finally arrived, he came inside, we went to the basement. Give me 1 second. All right, anywho, so when he finally arrived, right, so he came inside, we went to the basement, and we originally just turned on a movie, because that's usually what happens. He just wants to watch a movie, and then he just tries to, like, I feel like he tries to, like, convince me to believe that I want to do something with him, and that I feel a certain way when I don't. So we're sitting on the couch, and like, I'm watching the movie, right? I'm like just chilling, watching the movie, as I should be doing. And he's just like slowly, like, touching me and getting closer to me, right? And while he's doing this, he's also like starting to move his hands in places that I never consented to. So when I start like noticing that he's like putting his hands in places or around places that I never agreed to, I kind of have like this thought in my mind, like, okay, I just pray like he doesn't take it any further than this, right? Because truthfully, me personally, I didn't want to lose my virginity. Like, still to this day, I wish I never lost my virginity. But I was not comfortable with that. And truthfully, I'm not a sexual person. Or at least at that point, I was not a sexual person. I wasn't. And I wasn't longing for sexual intercourse or anything like that. I just wanted to be loved. So he's like touching on like this area, below this area, and I'm kind of like just accepting it, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm accepting it, and then that's when he starts to like get up, right? So when he gets up, mind you, he's beside me, and he gets up to get in front of me, right? So as soon as he gets up, he turns and gets in front of me, and he starts trying to get on top of me, right? And continues to try to, I'm just gonna say, make me feel a certain way, right? Try to make me, or get me into that mood to where I would potentially do something with him. So at this point, truthfully, like I said, I was just hoping it didn't go any further. But I felt fear immediately enter my body as soon as he like got on top of me, right? And like I said, I was just accepting it. Because my main thing that I never wanted to do was have sex, right? I don't know if I can say this, like, that word, but so he's still trying to convince me, and it gets to the point where he just like starts like basically making me do things, right? He takes my hand and puts it on his private area. And like I said, I was just accepting. Oh my god. Gosh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, when I get like really anxious or fucking want to cry, I just start laughing or smiling. It's weird. But anyway, like I said, he takes my hand, puts it on his private area, and like I said, I just accepted it. So I did what I felt like he wanted me to do, because I didn't want it to turn into something like worse. I didn't want it to turn into a fight or this, that, and the third. Like, I just wanted to get it over with, basically. And so I'm doing that, and as I'm doing that, he starts to pull my pants down. Give me a second. Okay, so he starts to pull my pants down, and at first I don't think he was doing anything. I think it was just kissing. And then after the kissing, I feel like he started trying to touch me again below here, and that's when he decided to, give me a second. That's when he decided to start rubbing his private area against mine. And in my mind, I was kind of just like sitting there, like trying not to cry. I felt very disgusted with myself, because I felt like, for me, a lot of the times I feel sexualized, and I don't think I was ready for that. But I just remember feeling really disgusted, and I was angry, because I felt like he didn't love me or respect me, because I feel like if he did, he would know that this was hurting me and it was making me upset and uncomfortable. But he didn't. I felt like he was doing it for his gain and his gain only, and I'm going to further explain why in a second. But so after, well, actually no, not after, while he was doing that, he starts to pull off my underwear, and that's when I really got scared, and I kind of realized like I think I'm done. Like, I think in my mind I was like, is this really how like I'm going to lose my virginity? Because I felt like I felt like I didn't deserve that. I've always been the type to be like whenever I lose my virginity, I would want it to be at least in a bed. You know what I'm saying? It was a big thing for me, and I wanted to at least be in a bed and with somebody that I truly love and I truly know loved me and that deserved that. But yeah, so he pulls my underwear down, and I'm not gonna lie, this part is like the hardest part for me to talk about. So I do want to warn you. I just want to warn you that this might be, especially for if my family and friends watch this, a little bit disturbing to hear. So I apologize. I just want to get this out because I don't want to just sit here, continue to think about this for the rest of my life. I feel like people should hear this and I should be able to talk about what I went through. So he takes my underwear off and he starts whispering in my ear, and he's like telling me like, oh, like, basically asking if he can put the tip in, right? And I don't know if y'all know what that means. I truthfully don't want to explain it, but if you know what it means, you know what it means. And me personally, I was telling him no, because I didn't want to lose my virginity. Like, I was not ready for that, and I didn't feel like he was the right person. So I was telling him no. I'm like, no, like, I'm not ready for that. And he's like forcing himself upon me. And then he starts trying to force himself inside of me. And so at this point, he starts to push his private part inside of me, and it hurts. So the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm telling him, like, I'm like, no, like, this hurts, like, ow, like, this hurts. And if you could, like, see the look in his eyes, it just looked like it turned him on more, like seeing me in that much pain. And so I'm like sitting there trying to like push him off of me, and he's like still like trying, like, and he's like forcing like hard, and I'm just like sitting there. At some point I just like stopped fighting until like it was this one time, and it just hurt so bad, and I was like, I cannot do this. So after the last time when I said like, okay, this, like, I can't do this, I believe that's when he just finally like stopped. And I remember afterwards he sat next to me, he was like, oh baby, you did such a good job, like this, that, and the third. And in my mind I'm just like, what do you mean? I couldn't understand how he couldn't understand how that, like, that was nothing that I wanted to do. It, like, I never said I wanted to do that at all. And the audacity for you to sit there and say you did such a good job is just crazy to me. So after that, it just was like a continuous thing. I wouldn't say that he went back to trying to actually be like having sex with me, but it was just like him trying to get me to do stuff to him, and I just allowed it because, like I said, I just wanted to get it over with. And that would be the majority of the times that we would see each other or get together. It would be something like that. And I want to explain another time that this happened. So it was another time where he had asked to come over, sneak into my house, and nobody was home. And excuse me, this time it was in my room. Like, we were watching movies, and it just clicked in his mind that he just wanted to do something. And he does the same thing he always does. He just starts touching me and trying to convince me that I want to do stuff with him and this, that, and the third. And so it gets to a point where he pulls me towards him, and he's basically like rubbing his private area on my behind. And so he's doing that, and then he starts like kissing me and kissing my neck and pulling my underwear down. And at this point, I don't even want to talk about this. At this point, like, I already knew what was gonna happen, so I was kind of just like bracing myself, and he starts trying to insert himself inside of me again. And like I said, I was a virgin, so it hurt. And I kept telling him, no, this hurts, and trying to like push him off of me, but he just took it as like a sexual thing. Like I said earlier, it just seemed like it turned him on more. And he like went so far that he like, I don't know if this is a thing, but he like halfway like popped my cherry. Cause after the whole like what happened that day, I went to the bathroom because I had felt something. I went to the bathroom and it was blood in my underwear. But like when I actually did lose my virginity, there was the same thing. Like, it was blood in my underwear. So I was like, that's weird. But like, yeah, so he had went that far that he like halfway popped my cherry, and it hurt. And I just remember like being terrified, like, oh my gosh, did I actually like lose my virginity? And I was just like crying. Like, I just could not stop crying. And I like secretly resented him, because I couldn't understand why he couldn't understand that no means no. And I didn't want to do that. And I wasn't ready to do that. And so what makes this like even worse is the fact that there were no like condoms involved at all. And a little bit after this situation, I found out that he cheated on me, and he didn't even use a condom with that girl either. So it was just no respect given at all. After this whole situation happened, both situations, I was very what's the word I'm looking for? I was very isolated. I didn't talk to, or reserved, isolated. I didn't talk to anyone. Truthfully, when I explained the first situation that I explained to you guys, my friends initially thought that my friends thought that I was R-worded. I guess that's better, and I'll try to bleep that out if I can't say that. But I truthfully, at the age that I was, I didn't understand what was like going on. I was pretty much clueless, just going with anything. And it took me 4 to 5 years to understand like that it was not okay, and it's not a normal thing. Like it's not right. And I was trying to find the word to describe what I went through, and I recently came across a video explaining it, and I came to the realization that I was SA, and I wanted to talk about it. And I feel relieved talking about it, but also scared, because I don't necessarily know who will find this video. But I've been wanting to talk about that for a long time, and I never knew the right person to talk about it with, because now I'm close with my family, and I wouldn't want to hurt them in that way. I don't want to watch them be broken by what I have to say. So I feel like this was the best option for me. So yeah, anybody else that went through something similar or even worse, my prayers go out to you. I pray that you continue to heal and it stops affecting you in your everyday life. Because I know for me, it affected me a lot in my relationships afterwards. It affected my mindset. It affected how I viewed men and how I viewed sex. And I'm still healing from that aspect and learning how to overcome that and trust people. But yeah, anybody, whoever you are, whoever did decide to watch this video, thank you so much. I love you, and I appreciate you taking your time out, because I know this video was like almost 30 minutes. So I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day and watching this video. I will hopefully be making more videos, not necessarily regarding this, hopefully, but yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you again for choosing to watch my video and listening to my story. I love you. Bye. Also, I wanted to say that if any of you guys need anything or want to have a conversation or want to talk to somebody about something and you're not sure who, I'm always here. I have my Instagram is Princess.prodigy, and then I have a mental health page, and it's called monetlovesu, and I'll put it in the end of this video. I'll put it in the video, or I'll put it in the description. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you, and bye.